Hey guys, so this is part number 8 of us doing all the repairs from the fallen tree. So if you saw in our last video, we tore the sheetrock off and we were fixing the frame in, and we put the oak beam back in and got it seated back right where it was supposed to be. In this video, we've got the sheetrock hung back and I'm just taping all the sheetrock. Hopefully after this video, maybe I can give some people a little more courage to try to patch or finish their own sheetrock. Now, I'm not the best at this by no means, and I'm definitely not a sheetrocker by trade. But I've done it enough over the years to where I can do small jobs and not have to hire a sheetrock crew. So what I'm doing right now is just putting the tape coat on, or taping my joints. And the main thing, whenever you tape your joints, you want to get enough mud to fill in your crack, but you don't want to leave too much mud behind your tape. If you leave too much mud behind your tape, it's going to leave it kind of bubbled out or humped up, and you definitely don't want that. It's just harder on you in the long run. So to any beginner sheetrock, I guess I'd say just try to get it smoothed out the best you can, in the least amount of passes that you can with your putty knife. And I like to hold my putty knife firm in my hand with my pointer finger and my middle finger on the back of the putty knife. It just gives me a little bit more control over the knife. And just remember, there's no need to push on your putty knife super hard like you're trying to scrape the paper off the sheetrock or anything. And if anybody's wondering what will happen if you don't put your sheetrock tape over your joints, then it'll crack. It'll crack every time. I guess it's kind of like the tape and the mud bond the two pieces of sheetrock together. There's different tricks and techniques to getting your mud on the wall, but I just try to get it on there the best I can. These corners that aren't a 90 degree are a little bit different. They weren't really mudded or finished very good to start with, so it kind of makes it a little bit harder on me starting or trying to go back behind them. But like I said, I just try to put it on there best I can, and then I go back over it and smooth it out a little bit. And then I try to get my tape to the right length, about how long I think it needs to be, and I fold it in half. There's a crease down the center of it, so it helps you be able to fold it in half. And then I just try to set it right in there where it needs to go. And on my corners, I like to get one side smoothed out and then go to the other side and smooth it out all the way down, instead of trying to smooth both sides of the corner out on the way down. To me, it just seems a little bit easier to do one side at a time. So, a good rule of thumb that I've learned on sheetrock is your corners get 2 coats of mud, which is your tape coat and then 1 coat over that. Your flats get 3 coats of mud, your tape coat and then 2 over that, and then your butt joints actually get 4 coats of mud, your tape coat and then 3 more coats of mud over top of that. And the reason why your butt joints get more than your flats is because your flats are the long joint of the board. You know, if you're using an 8-foot piece, it would be that 8-foot section of your board would be the flat, and it's actually beveled in on the edge to hide your tape easier. Your butt joints is what I consider the edge of the board, the 4-foot way of the board, you know, up and down, the ends. And they're not beveled in, so it's a little bit harder to hide your tape, and you have to feather them out a little bit farther. And it's just easier with 1 more coat, and you use more mud, and you have to feather those out a lot wider than you do your flats or your corners. Now, the reason why your corners only get 1 coat over top of the mud is because after your tape coat, you put your tape coat on and you let it dry, and you can come back and you mud one side of your corner and then let that dry, and then you come back and mud the other side of the corner and you let that dry, and it's ready to sand. That way you're not trying to mud both sides of your corner at the same time, and your putty knife's not digging into the other side of the corner as you're trying to mud. It's just a lot easier whenever one side's dry and you come back and do the other side. And I actually had some sheetrockers teach me that. Whenever I first started mudding sheetrock, I'd always try to do both sides of my corner at the same time, and it would take me so much longer. Another thing on this job that's made it just a little bit harder on me taping and mudding this sheetrock is the ceiling is actually textured. The textured is called a stomped ceiling. And just trying to mud over top of that texture it just makes it a little bit more difficult. It's a lot harder to try to get it smooth. But the cool thing is, y'all get to see in the next video, watch me stomp the ceiling and try to mash that texture back. That'll be cool. So y'all can see right here, I'm doing exactly like I told you guys. I'm just mudding one side of my corner at a time. And then, the next day I'll come back and mud the other side of the corner. It makes it so much easier on you. And don't let mud and sheetrock intimidate you. It's really not that hard. I think just some people don't take the time or have the want to try to even be able to do it. I mean, you can do anything you put your mind to, especially if you watch a couple of videos about it. So I'm putting the second coat of mud right now on a butt joint. And each time that you put a coat of mud over it, you want to go wider and wider just to try to get that feathered out. And another thing to keep in mind, sanding sheetrock sucks. I mean, it really does. So anything you can do to make it easier on yourself sanding, then, try to do that. Just always keep that in mind. And you don't, anything that you think, oh, that's alright, I think I can sand that out. Or if it's humped up a little bit and you think, oh, it's okay, I can sand that out. It'll take a little bit more sanding than what you think. I was kind of in a time crunch on this sheetrock whenever I was sanding it, and I used the orbital sander. But I wouldn't recommend that if you don't really know what you're doing, because it's really easy to sand too much off, and it's also easy to sand the paper off the sheetrock, which you don't want to do. Well, cool. Thanks for watching. Check back in for the next part. Y'all have a blessed day.